Welcome to BISP Solutions. Our today's topic is control to date view storage. So this is one of the advanced features in FCCs, and the feature is enabled at the time of application creation. So when the feature is enabled, it provides the option of whether or not to store the to-date view member values. So what normally happens during consolidation and translation process is that by default, the consolidate and translate rules automatically calculate and store all the view member values for QTD, YTD and HYTD members. But after enabling control to date view storage, you will view data at periodic level in spite of QTD or YTD. So at the time of application creation, when product and movement dimension is kept dense, all view members YTD, QTD are dynamic calc, and consolidation will generate only periodic data. So at that time, control to date view storage is disabled. This is as per FCCs design. So to enable this feature, in the beginning of application creation, one must always check for the accounts dimension to be dense. Then only this feature will be enabled. So if we have a very large application leading to increased consolidation time, we enable this feature, which will help in reducing the application size, consolidation times and restructuring times. When the feature is enabled, the system automatically adds the following consolidate and translate rules to the application, which is consolidate by selected view, force consolidate by selected view, translate by selected view, and force translate by selected view. So to use the control to date store feature, first we have to enable this feature. Then we have to verify that force rules have been modified, have been created further by selected view rules. This have been added to the application. Then from rules, we will run consolidate by selected view on all months loaded to the application. Then we will run clear empty block rule. After this, in the jobs, we'll go and run restructure cube job. And finally, we'll run the database refresh. So let us take a practical example. So here I have taken three entities, legal 1, 2 and 3. Legal 1 is holding entity and legal 2 and 3 is the subsidiary. Legal 1 holds 90% of the shares in legal 2 and 100% ownership is there in legal 3. So I'll input few accounts in the trial balance. I have taken few from the current asset like cash and bank account, then short term receivables, revenue clearing I have taken in other receivables, then fixed asset I have taken machinery and furnitures. In liability side I have taken payable to bank, short term debts. In other current liabilities there is accrued salary, income tax withheld, dividends payable. Then we have equity account, investment in subsidiary, and one of the revenue account. So let's input the figures. And I will submit it. See, I have taken investment in subsidiary and I am inputting this figure in the ICP partner of legal holding 1. So there is 6,600 investment in subsidiary 2 and 10,000 of investment in subsidiary 3. This 6,600 is for 90% while 10,000 is for 100%. Now I will take you to the application. Here first I will show you the configuration because I have created this application beforehand. So I have already enabled the feature control to date view storage. So here control to date view storage is already ticked. So this we have to create beforehand. We have to enable this, and to enable this we have to keep the account dimension as dense. Then once I enabled this feature, then I will show you in the rules 4 rules have got added, which is consolidate and translate by selected view. You can see here consolidate by selected view, force consolidate by selected view, force translate by selected view, and translate by selected view. So we have done the first step and we have checked that the rules has been created. So we have done the second step also. Now third, we'll run the rule of consolidation. Before that, I will go into consolidation and give the ownership structure. So you may see here legal is 1 is the holding. It has 90% ownership in legal 2 and 100% in legal 3. So I have defined the ownership structure here. Now in the rules, we will run the rule consolidate by selected view. So my parent entity is console01. I have entered the data only for January period. So Jan is over here. Scenario actual, year FY15, and the view is FCCs periodic. For what all months you have entered the data, you have to launch this rule for all the months you have entered the data. So the consolidation by selected view is completed. I will go to my sheet and refresh the output sheet, which I have already set the POV accordingly at the parent level. Then I have taken this parent entity, which is console 01. I have taken periodic. Also I have taken QTD as well as YTD. I will refresh it. So you see here, the data has been rolled to periodic only. It is not coming to on QTD or YTD. This is because we have enabled control to date view storage and we ran the consolidation by selected view. So after the rule runs, only the periodic data is consolidated and stored. It will delete all QTD and YTD data currently stored. However, to retrieve the data, we will use associated view dimension member, that is QTD and YTD underscore rule. You see here, the data which is not visible in QTD YTD because due to this control to date view storage feature, the data doesn't get saved over there. It gets saved in the associated view member dimension, which is QTD underscore rule and YTD underscore rule. If you see, I'm showing you the job details of this consolidation I just ran. It almost took like, if you see start time and end time, it has taken like 7 seconds. Okay, now the next step is that we have to go to rule and run clear block rule. This is clear empty blocks, and now I'm going to launch this. So the scenario is actual, year FY 15 and period is Jan. Okay, so we will go to the jobs and see the status of this rule process. So now this has been completed successfully. Now we will go to jobs, schedule jobs, and here I have to run restructure cube job. And I am not scheduling it, I will run it now only. Here cube, you have the drop down, we will select console here. So this restructure cube is under process. job is under process. Now it has been completed. So if you see, we have ran the rule of consolidation by selected view, then the rule clear empty blocks we ran, and we ran the restructure cube job. Now the final thing is we have to refresh the database. These process is all of them are interlinked. They all are being performed so that the speed of the process increases. We are consolidating right now. We want the speed to increase further, and I have for just demonstration right now, I have just taken 3 entities and few of the accounts from the trial balance, and we have consolidated them, and it took us, this is being completed, refresh done, so finish, we'll click on finish. So it took us almost like 7 seconds. Now after we have done all this, all the 3 steps, we will go to rules again, and we'll run the process of consolidation. Consolidate by selected view. So my POV is already entered, we just have to launch it. Okay, now we will go to jobs. And see, it is completed. Let's check, we'll open it. And if you see here, the starting and end time, it just took like 3 seconds to finish. So we were having just handful of data and few entities to work upon right now, but when we will run the data of like 100 entities to be consolidated and trial balance of all of them, and then we have to consolidate at the total geography level, global assumption level, it takes almost like half an hour or more than that. So if this feature is enabled, it will reduce the time by 40%, almost by 40-30%. Now there is one more feature, which is disabling and updating view calculations. This disables computation and storing of YTD, HYTD and QTD data for data input in the YTD, HYTD and QTD members. So data will not be populated and updated in YTD, HYTD and QTD members after data load. So to disable view calculation, let's go to the application and I will show you how is it done. Here we will go into settings. By default, disable to date view calculation is set on no, and we just have to drop down click here, drop down list, and we have to select yes, and we will save this. So this way the data will not be uploaded, it will not be generated on these members QTD and YTD. However, if you still want to like use this QTD YTD members, then you have to run the update view calculations. So I will show you how we do this. If you still like you have disabled it here, so now you will not have the data coming up at QTD YTD members, but if you want to see the result there, you need not come back here and make it no again. In spite of that, we will go to rules. And we're going to launch this update view calculations. It executes view calculations for a given scenario, year, period and entity. So I'll click on launch. So entity, I've taken the parent console 1, my scenario is actual, year FY 15, period is Jan. I have entered this view as YTD and currency as parent currency. I want to see the result on parent currency and at YTD. So this is how I've entered the POV, and then I will launch this. So let's go to job and see that whether the rule has been completed. Okay, so update view calculation is completed. Now we will come back to our sheet, and if you see, when I refresh the sheet, I am getting the values in this YTD column. YTD, I have given the POV as YTD, and I am getting all the periodic figures rolling up to YTD. All the figures you may see, I am getting it at YTD member. View predicted console time. Sometimes we need to know how much time consolidation would take. So for this, we click on the rule of predict consolidation time. The description is it predict the time needed to finish the consolidation run. So when I launch this rule for the entity that I just consolidated, then I will launch it and it will tell me beforehand, it will predict the consolidation time. And then I will go to jobs. Here, click on this job which is finished to have the job details. When you click the job status, the system predicted time to complete the job, it is given 1 minute 19 seconds. So this is how you can also get to know beforehand how much time predicted, on an average how much time the consolidation process would take. So after all this process, all the various features and settings I have told you today, you will find this operation will take considerably less time. So I hope the topic was clear to you. For more videos, you may log on to our website www.bispsolutions.com.